Hey, what's up guys? Alan here with eatsleeptrade.net. Gonna be bringing you guys a little bonus video today because it was a pretty awesome Friday, and that is going to be my day trade review on PTCT, which had a huge short squeeze today, and also my thought process behind the trade, why I bought where I bought, and also why I sold where I sold. So we're going to be going over that in this video. If you guys appreciate these videos, please do me a favor, hit the like button down below. Let me know what you guys were trading this week and were able to get profitable on. We had a pretty good luck in the market between PTCT today and as well as HCLP, which made a pretty decent breakout this week, and also on OZM, which also had a very nice breakout for us as well. So let me know what you guys traded this week and whether you made money or lost money in the comments down below. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the daily chart here for PTCT, because this is really, even as an intraday trader, I think you should start looking for potential chart setups. And PTCT's been on our watch list for quite a while because of the volume that it's traded, and it didn't really do a lot for us for the first few couple months that I had it on watch. But I've just kept it in the background on the watch list because it's never really moved lower. It's had big volume spike days, and it's sort of slowly just kind of grinded higher. And one of the great things about PTCT is it's got a huge short interest. And I'm not going to say that that's not warranted. It's a biotech company, and these typically do not hold their gains, but they can have some type of catalyst or news or something positive happen that can get a run going and catch a lot of the short sellers off guard and start a big squeeze. And while these candlesticks on the chart look fairly small, this is actually a very large range chart, and it's very easy for this chart to move $2-3 per day on large volume big breakout days. And this is the second time that we've been able to trade PTCT. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, then you would see that the last time we traded PTCT was back on September 12th, and we bought in long into the close looking for that breakout over 850. One of my favorite things about Twitter is the simple fact that you cannot edit your tweets, and that's why if you follow a lot of people that are selling services, you'll notice that a lot of their tweets tend to disappear, and that's because you cannot change what you write. You can only delete it. So once you write something, your only option is to delete it or let the truth be told of how something plays out. So the last time we played PTCT was a swing idea on September 12th, looking for a breakout over 850. And if you look right here, this was September 12th. That was where we bought into the close, and you could see I already had a resistance line drawn there for these prior highs right around 839, 840. And as you guys know, resistance areas are not exact. They're a price range. So I was looking for a move over that $half amount of 850. And as you guys can see, we ended up getting that pretty nice move right here. And even just this little tiny candle went up over $1 per share on that day with this little bit of volume that it traded, which was still pretty decent relative volume compared to the chart and what it had been trading. And we went ahead and took our profits out on that. Of course, a few days later, much larger breakout all the way up near 12, just under 12 bucks occurred, and on good volume as well. And that was just another reason to keep PTCT on our swing trading watch list, so we can monitor it as the days go on and see if more volume wants to come into it. And another thing that really got my interest on PTCT is the amount of short interest that it has. And if you go to shortsqueeze.com, you can type in PTCT and take a look at the short percent of the float, and you can see right now it's at 22%. Well, this morning when this giant run started, it was at 20%. That was one of the first things I checked before I got long. And so there is more people short right now that the stock is closed above 14 than there was this morning when the stock started breaking out back over 12. And that's a pretty good sign that a short squeeze is probably going to continue on this into next week. However, that would disagree with its past chart information that we have here. Every day that it had one of these large move breakouts, the following day was followed up with a red candle or sell-off day, and not a breakout or squeeze continuation. However, we are entering up into new highs that this chart has not seen for quite some time. So I think we have a really good shot at a potential short squeeze continuing up, and you guys can see that our next resistance area is going to be up around 16, and after that it's a gap fill back up to the 20s. Not saying that that is going to happen at all, but you know, there's not a lot of supply. There's not a lot of people waiting up here to sell their shares, so there's a lot less supply up here, which allows these type of big moves, especially on a short squeeze, to occur and push that price up very fast with momentum. So looking at the chart right here, you can already see that a breakout level was going to be right over this $11.80 area where a resistance line was drawn. And the high back on the 27th was $12.24, $12.25. So that definitely was a major resistance area to watch for a breakout with volume to occur. And as you guys can see today, closing up at 14 and a lot of strong volume to go with that. So let's take a look at how we traded this today, where we got in, and how we scaled out of our positions. All right, guys, so we've got the 1 minute chart pulled up here, and we're looking basically at about the first half hour of trading. And the stock was really strong right out the gates and immediately started testing up over 12 bucks. With some pretty decent volume. And after about 30-45 minutes after the open is really when the volume started to come in, and it started to catch my attention because it was at the top of my swing trading watch list and was the highest gaining stock on my watch list today, just under GBT, which also had a huge breakout day as well. And that's really what got my attention into this thing. And you can see just the huge rips it had, the huge volume bars, and these are 1 minute candles, so this thing's moving, you know, 30-40 cents in 30 seconds or so. So this thing's really got some momentum behind it. And as I started watching the chart at this area here at 1250, I thought, you know, if we can get some type of pullback or consolidation underneath this 1250 level on lower volume, that'll kind of give me an area where I can get long and anticipate a breakout of 1250 up towards 13, and you know, with increasing volume and the squeeze happening. And that's when I ended up getting long right at 1248. And I did also mention that in a tweet this morning that I was getting long at 1248. So if you take a look right here, there's our timestamp, long 721 at 1248. And as we move forward here, it was actually on this larger candle here that started to peak out over 1250. I seen the big volume come in and I bought in here, and that gave me a really good risk because of the range on this candle, and I was risking just below this 1230 area. So I had only about a 20-cent risk on this play intraday, and if it held, then it had a huge potential to the upside, and if we snap that back down below 1230, that would start putting us under our 20-period moving average and probably reverse the trend and sell off for most of the rest of the day. So we did get long right there on this 1 minute candle at 1248, and we were risking down below the low there on that candle around 1230. And we were anticipating for that breakout over 1250, and I already knew there was a lot of shorts in this stock. So the more that this stock was holding up, the more chance that it was going to squeeze higher and people were going to be forced to cover more. And then before you knew it, we started to get that breakout over 1250, and the next thing you know, 1250 started to act as support, and all dips below 1250 started getting bought up, and the momentum shortly followed after that for a big pop up towards 13, and we did actually ride all the way up towards 13 and had a big test. Now right here, I already had my first sell order in place at 13.48, so I could try to lock my first dollar worth of profit. So I was just waiting to scale out my first position already at this price with an order sitting at 12.48. My thought was it will probably test up around 13.50 or so. So if I can get that 12.48 just below 13.50, where a lot of people will probably be trying to lock profits and hopefully guarantee me that fill and that first lock. And as you guys can see right here, big volume came in and we did start to sell off a little bit, and the high right here was 13.43. So I still had a full position in, and the stock was 5 cents off of locking in my first half that I was going to scale out on. And the stock pulled back quite a bit towards its 20 period moving average again. And my same process here was if the dips keep getting bought right around 13 and we hold this 20 period average, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to return back up to the highs and another squeeze is going to continue. And this big volume bar right here tells me that the shorts were pounding the bid right here and getting short and most likely averaging up because they really didn't have much of a choice but to average up. And they're really going to be in pain, right, if we come back up above 1350. So as we came down here, I decided to actually buy a little bit more off the scoop as we held that 20 period moving average, and all these dips right around 13 and right under 13 kept getting bought up. And again on Twitter, we went ahead and just let you guys know, hey, we scooped some more here at 13.05. Chart was acting great and it was still holding up. Didn't get 5 cents off locking more, so why not add to my position? And sure enough, just a few minutes later, the stock rallied right back up through 13.50, and we were able to get our first quarter sold at 13.48. We had a slight pullback and then continuation up through 13.50, and that's where we ended up locking out our second quarter, and that was at 13.65. The stock continued to rally a little bit more, and at this point I was thinking, wow, this thing is going to seriously slam through 14 bucks right now and continue higher. This thing is unstoppable. So we got half our position locked in now, and we're waiting for this thing just to push right through 14. And right before it hits through 14, massive selling pressure comes back in, and this is a great sign again that the shorts are slamming the bid, piling back in, and once again averaging up as we continue to put new highs. The dips did get scooped up a little bit right here after the shorts slammed on that bid, but that was a sign for me, there's big selling volume right there. That was a sign for me to be careful and not get too greedy with the current positions that I have. And I sold out of my third quarter at 13.69 right here, and I was sitting with 1 quarter left. And at this point right now, I'm seeing this 13.30 area, and I'm thinking, if we start getting back down to 13.30, break below that support, we'll probably start testing 13, possibly just really start to break down and accelerate if we get back down below 13. So I kind of just watched for a little while for this to consolidate in this area, and really did actually like the chart movement here, but the 20 period moving average started coming down. We started to get that cross below the 50, and the support that I was watching here at 13.30, you could see the descending triangle pattern that was formed. We did break down, and I ended up selling my last quarter out at 13.35, and I really wanted to hold this overnight and swing. The whole idea on this trade was a swing idea, and but the way the chart just broke out and squeezed, I just couldn't help myself but take the profits. And as the day continued, the chart pretty much held sideways, ended up rallying right back up towards the highs, and then sold off pretty decent again. I'll go ahead and zoom out so you guys can see the full day. So we ended up rallying back to the highs, sold off again, and once again rallied right back up to the highs and actually closed up near 14. So the shorts are piling in almost every time this thing's testing up above 14, and you can see right into the close. I'm sure there was plenty of people trying to cover and get out through the weekend, and I have a feeling this gaps up on Monday, and we have a nice little short squeeze continuation run. Anyways, guys, that is going to be our trade for PTCT. I hope you guys enjoyed it and were able to take some value out of this video. If you guys have not yet, please do not forget to hit the like button down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys traded this week and what made you guys some money. As always, please check out the website, eatsleeptrade.net. From there, you can follow me on Twitter, as well as like our Facebook page, so you can stay up to date on all the stocks that we are watching and trading. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.